Hey, what's up everybody on YouTube? Penguin here coming to you with a very long overdue collection update. It's been, well, got to be at least a couple of years now since I've done a collection video, and it's changed a lot since then, but I figured I'd give you guys a tour of my game room and show you how things have changed over the years. And here's a kind of a widescreen view of where I do all my gaming and hanging out and whatnot here. Got my TV setups over here. I've got a LED 42-inch here for my my next gen gaming for the most part. I got my 360 hooked up to there and my NES top loader as well. And I got my Laserdisc player too. I started collecting Laserdiscs over the past year or two. And over here I've got my older Sharp TV here. This is a tube TV, so I can play light gun games, and all the retro consoles seem to work a little better on there. But underneath here I've got my N64 hooked up, my Sega CDX that plays Genesis and Sega CD games, my Philips CDI, and Sega Saturn at the moment. Alright, over here's the main bulk of my collection. As you can see, it's a lot different than the last time you've probably seen it. I guess I'll go over a few of the signs and stuff first, since they're kind of up on the walls and that, but this is a press photo here from the Nintendo World Championships in 1990, along with the Service Center Mario sign there. Up there we've got a Parasite Eve, game poster from the PlayStation, and a World of Nintendo globe sign over there. Up here over the TVs I've got my Super Mario RPG banner, and then this is a training award that was given to Nintendo Power of Choice demonstrators from 1992. And over here I've got my King Neptune artwork, which you've probably seen before. Over here I've got all my, well, some of my Service Center items. A couple signs up here. There's the 3-in-1 Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and NES sign. And then the World Class Service banner up there, along with another World Class Service sign. And this is where I work on my game consoles and things right now. I've got a Super Nintendo test station that I'm fixing up right now to sell. And here's my NES test station where I hook it up to the smaller TV over here and test any games or controllers that I might need to work on. Over here's all my test cartridges. I'm getting very close to completing the test cart collection. I've got most of the NES ones. I still need the Zelda test cartridge. And then I finally picked up the other two Super Nintendo ones I needed, so I have all 4 of those. And then recently I got my Nintendo 64 test cartridge, as you can see right there. And then there's a Game Boy Advance test cartridge. And then right there is Game Boy Color test cartridge and the original Game Boy test cartridge. Alright, my surfboard over there. There's my World of Nintendo Mario clock, which these were given out to service centers back in the day. And here's an NES test station that I just finished fixing up and is going to be up for sale here pretty soon. Alright, let's get over to the fun stuff over here. Dead center here, these are some new pieces I added this past year, but this is a light up Game Boy Super Bright series sign from around either 1991 or 1992. Still works and everything, which is pretty awesome. And then this here is probably my favorite piece right here. This is one of the shield signs for The Legend of Zelda. Although the majority of the time the only one that ever shows up is the one for Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. This is one of the only Game Boy ones I have ever seen for Link's Awakening. I have never seen another one of these for sale. But pretty cool. That's kind of my new collection centerpiece as far as signs are concerned. Up here we've got some game boxes, Super Nintendo Model 2 and a Sega Saturn Model 2, I believe. Yeah, or no, Model 1. It's got the oval buttons. So. And we got some Play Choice signs up here, Gauntlet and Double Dragon. A couple of accessories, Game Genie and the 4-score, and some other random stuff. Up on top here is my more fun things. Up in the left corner there we've got my box top loader, along with Arkanoid and Small Box Rob. And then behind that I've got my Virtual Boy and my Game Action Replay. And then some of those little, they did a Pepsi Twist had a promotion where they had these little 8-bit little figurine things, but they were only from Japan, so they're pretty cool to collect though. I've got about half of the set right now. I think there's 30 or 40 in all that they made. But over here I've got my kind of rarer NES stuff as far as that's concerned. Up top here is the kind of good shelf. All the good games are up here. So you've got Athletic World, Bubble Bath Babes, all the Dragon Warriors, Bomberman. Here's a prototype for Faria, one of my favorite dungeon crawlers on the NES. I haven't checked to see if it has any differences from the released version, but as far as I can tell, it's the standard release version on that cartridge. See, there's regular Faria, Fire and Ice, Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, of course, Jetsons, Mega Man 9 Press Kit, Panic Restaurant, Pro Sport Hockey. Here's my stack up, Sealed Tengen Tetris, and there's some of my more homebrew and special releases over there. The NANWC and the Homebrew World Championships 2012 that was released about 2 years ago now. And there's the new LE Battle Kid 2, which came out last year as well. Down here, let's see, there's a Nightmare on Elm Street action figure from the NES version. Pretty cool. Came in a box that looks just like the game box. Made by NECA. They also produced the Jason figurine, which some of you have probably seen before. Here is my unlicensed collection, which I'm very close to completing that. I need two of the Panesians and Cheetahman 2 and Myriad, of course, and I'll have that pretty much done. And well, actually, I need like 1 or 2 Tengen games as well, but I've got all the Color Dreams and American Video to Entertainment games up here. There's all Color Dream stuff right there, some of my favorites. And there's Camerica over there in the corner. Maxi 15, of course. Down here we've got more Color Dreams, Menace Beach, of course, King Neptune, one of my favorite games. Pradicus. This one's pretty cool. This is probably one of the rarest ones I own. This was they did black versions of the Color Dreams games, and they were released by Microgenus in Italy and a couple other places in Europe. And this is probably the rarest one. I think only 5 or 6 copies of this have even been found, and I'm one of the owners of that, so that's pretty exciting. See, there's some Sashin games from Taiwan there. Then we got my Tengen games, Wisdom Tree down there, and then more Tengen stuff over here. Down here I've got my Freefall Special Edition from National Game Depot. A bunch of black box games up here. Very close to completing that set as well. I need 2 boxes and big box Gyromite, and then I'll be finished with that. Down there we've got the Koei RPGs, and then all of the good Capcom stuff here. We got Snow Brothers, Mighty Final Fight, Mega Man 1 through 6, DuckTales 1 and 2, Chip and Dale 2, Bionic Commando, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. I used to rent that game a lot when I was a kid. I loved the haunted house and the pirate levels. But down here I've got all my service binders, advertisements, training manuals, and things like that. A lot of irreplaceable paperwork here that probably doesn't even exist anymore except on the shelf. But this stuff's been really cool to collect. I wish there was a way I could, show you guys some more of this, but well, you just got to see the binders here, so that's about it. Got another sign back there. There's Mario again. Let's see. In the center here has been my latest obsession. I started collecting original Game Boy about 2 or 3 years ago, and that's mainly what I collect now, but I got some decent stuff. So I think I passed just 130 titles recently for the original Game Boy in the box. I've got some pretty good ones so far. Let me show you some of the highlights in here. So we got Bonk's Adventure there. That's a pretty tough box to find. Buster Brothers, another good one. Castlevania Legends, that's a very, very tough to find box. Of course, the Castlevania series is very popular, which doesn't help. Jimmy Connor's Tennis, never even seen that box for sale on eBay ever. Jeopardy, some of the Final Fantasy games there. All the Donkey Kongs. Let's see, we got Knight's Quest by Taito on the Game Boy. That's a pretty tough box. A couple of the Mega Man games there. Milan's Secret Castle. New Chess Master. Some of the Pac-Man games. Hey, Penguin Wars. Hey, look, it's me. Whee! Pokemon games, of course. Can't have Game Boy without Pokemon. Ren and Stimpy. Let's see, Roland's Curse 2. That's a pretty tough to find box there. See, down here we've got Spot the Cool Adventure. Pretty cool box art. If you remember Spot from 7-Up back in the day, that's a pretty tough one to find there. The Marios, of course. Don't look at that. All the Tetris games. I love Tetris, as a lot of you know. Let's see, you got Ultima, Ruins of Virtue there, Wario Land, Wordtris, Zoop, and some Virtual Boy stuff down there. And down here, we've got some Game Gear boxed games, my Genesis collection, Splatterhouses in there, 2 and 3. All the Sonic games, of course, love playing those, Mortal Kombat 1 through 3, Phantasy Star, Dune, Echo, Castlevania Bloodlines, yeah. Down here, more Sega stuff. We got Sega CD over there, Sega Saturn, all the essentials. I'm a big fan of light gun games, so I've got pretty much all the light gun games on the Saturn. House of the Dead, Bomberman, Mr. Bones, Magic Knight Ray Earth, I think that one is, Resident Evil. Sega Ages, which has Afterburner 2 on it, awesome game. Some Xbox stuff, boring. DS over there. There's some Game Boy Advance games, just mostly the Zelda and Mario games, and then all the classic NES series. Down here we got some 3DS, and then my TurboGrafx collection, which I'm only collecting the US HuCard games, and I've got about half of them so far, so pretty good collection going on those. And then PlayStation 1. And over here we've got my original deluxe set. That was the test market release one right there. Some loose Game Boy games and some Perler bead Link and Zeldas that my girlfriend made for me. Shout out to Chelsea there, thank you very much. She's pretty awesome at doing Perler stuff. See, there's my Wisdom Tree Noah standee. Back behind there I've got all those Mario Duck Hunt cartridges I've been saving up. Got about 180 so far, I think. Trying to get enough to build a table or something out of it. I haven't gotten any in a while, so it's kind of stopped. Let's see, up top here I've got all my Game Boy systems. Play It Loud there, original. Gold Game Boy Pocket, green Game Boy Color, NES Series Advance SP, Famicom Game Boy Micro, and the Game Boy Advance. Up top there I got Binary Land for the Famicom. And then here is my factory sealed copy of Diablo for the PlayStation. Pretty awesome. I'm a big Diablo fan. I'm on a Reaper of Souls right now if anybody wants to come and play with me. My battle tag is Penguin1483. Let's see. Back there we've got Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii and Kirby on the Wii. My original Charizard card I pulled from a package. And there is my Famicom Edition Nintendo that custom NES guy painted for me. Does an awesome job. Well, here we've got some Mario and Luigi coin banks. Found these at the flea market recently. I found the Luigi and my buddy Chris found the Mario, and he ended up giving it to me, so thanks to him for that. Got Konami games up there, all the Contras, Contra Force, original Contra, Castlevania 1 through 3. Some more first-party Nintendo games down there, Donkey Kong, Final Fantasy, all the Zelda games, of course, Mario's Missing and Mario's Time Machine, Metroid, all the Tetris games and whatnot. Some more Famicom stuff up there. Let's see, Beat 'em and Eat 'em and Lady in Waiting, some of the old pornographic Atari games. Look at those, it's just stupid. I don't even know why I bought that. And down here we got more of my boxed NES stuff, just random titles for the most part. Nothing really too special down here. Gun Knock, I guess, is pretty good. Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. And then down here in the last shelf I've got all my loose cartridge stuff. Super Nintendo, NES, N64, and some all my Virtual Boy collection, and some Game Gear games as well. And, well, guess that's about it, actually. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any questions or anything, feel free to post it in the comments here or send me a private message. Thanks for stopping by and checking out my collection again. This is Penguin for Penguin Nintendo Age, and I will see you guys again. Peace.